The Master Jesus, in one of his parables, tells of the owner of a vineyard which said to certain people, "Go into my vineyard and work, and what is right I will pay you." And this is really the law of life, or the law of mind, saying to each person, go into your mind and work. And what is right, I will pay you. And what is right? According to what you think, I will pay you that. And remember that out there is not your source. Your mind, your personal thinking is the channel through which you appropriate your supply from the one source. Get busy and practice Thinkonomics. Let's deal with that strange new word. Thinkonomics I define as the science of thought engineering. And I like that. Say with me, thought engineering. Thought engineering. Now, you see, that's just how scientific and technical that you've got to be with your thinking process. You've got to really engineer your thought. Thinkonomics. Scientific engineering of the entire mental process, including thought and feeling. Thinkonomics. Mental and emotional engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, your personal economics depend upon the way you think and feel about yourself, not upon what goes on out there. I'm going to ask you to write 2 questions for personal self-interrogation. And several times a day you should ask yourself this. You should really never go to sleep until you clear these 2 questions in your mind. And when you wake up in the morning, you should ask yourself these 2 questions. And several times during the day, and remain clear on these 2 questions. I'm going to have you repeat the questions after me as well as write them down. How do I feel about myself? I'm going to add something to that. How do I feel about myself at gut level? And how do I think? What do I think about myself at gut level? All right, write those 2 questions down in either order. What do I think about myself at gut level? And how do I feel about myself at gut level? And then you go one step further to quote subjects from Reverend Ike's tapes. When you ask yourself, what do I think about myself at gut level, then you have to tell your feelings how to feel. Tell your feelings to feel healthy. Tell your feelings to feel happy. Tell your feelings to feel loving and beloved. Tell your feelings to feel successful and prosperous. Tell your mind what to think. Tell your mind to think health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. But it's important how you think and feel about yourself, because this will determine your destiny, your experience of life. And constantly work on your thinking, feeling nature. Constantly work on your thinking, feeling nature. And I like to hyphenate thinking, feeling in this case. This is why we make affirmations. This is why we visualize. This is why we practice the various techniques. It is Thinkonomics, engineering the thinking, feeling process. You can't permit your mind just to think anything. You can't permit your emotions just to feel any kind of way. You must determine that. We just finished a series at our institute in New York about the mystery of Esau and Jacob. And of course, the encapsulation of that whole scenario is that feeling gets the blessing. Say that with me. Feeling gets the blessing. Say it again. Feeling gets the blessing. Whatever you can honestly make yourself feel, you will magnetize yourself for that. Even if you're poor, if you make yourself feel rich, you'll become rich. And maybe I'll just take a moment and be personal. I remember when I was a 17-year-old black kid, you know, I used to be black before I turned green. 17 years of age, I came to New York to work my way through school. I used to have to take my jacket off at the end of classes, pawn the jacket for $2 to get dimes. The subway fare was a dime. I'd pawn my jackets to get dimes to go back and forth to school. But then I began to walk along that ritzy area of New York City called Central Park South and on to Fifth Avenue. And I would watch the wealthy ladies and gentlemen, the elegant ones, getting in and out of their Rolls-Royce limousines, going into the palatial hotels and buying all of the beautiful things at the beautiful stores. And I would stand there and walk up and down the sidewalk feeling as if I were one of them. I would see myself as one of them and visualize myself as one of them going in and out of those beautiful places. And I always had a sort of fantasy that those rich people who lived up in Connecticut and came down to New York in their Rolls-Royce limousines with their chauffeurs, that they, before they left their palatial estates, they had the gardener go out to the money grove. And they would rake up piles and piles of money from under the money trees and shovel the money into the trunk of the Rolls Royce and come to town and just have a shopping spree. See, it may sound crazy, but it works. Because today, when I go up and down Central Park in New York, almost the only Rolls Royces that I see are mine. You see, in fact, I was poor, but I made myself feel rich. And let me give you this secret. Ladies and gentlemen, thought and feeling are above fact. Say that. Thought and feeling are above fact. It makes no difference what the facts of your situation may be. Your thought and your feeling about yourself can change the facts. This is what the scripture means when it says, let the weak say, I am strong. Because whatever you add to I am, you become. And you see, whatever you think you are, whatever you say you are, whatever you feel that you are, you're really saying, I am that. This is all Thinkonomics. This is all engineering of the thinking and the feeling process. And feeling gets the blessing. I have a definition for God and the Lord that I'd like to share with you. It's by no means an exclusive definition, and here again, we cannot truly define the infinite as such anyway. But here it is, and I'm going to have you repeat it after me as well as write it down for your benefit. God is thought, and the Lord is the law by which thought operates. We're going to do that again. Just simply to help us subjectify it and feel it. God is thought. And the Lord is the law by which thought operates. You see, so many times people are out there looking for God, up there, over there, around there, down there. Some say he's coming back, but we don't know when he's coming back. Like some Jesus freaks met me in the street some time ago, and they were giving out tracts, and they said, oh, the Lord is coming soon. Are you ready to meet him? And they thrust these tracts into my hand. I said, now just wait a minute. I said, now in the first place, I don't serve the kind of God that goes and comes. I said, and in the next place, I don't serve the God that's way up in the sky in heaven while I'm down here catching hell. God is thought. And the Lord is the law by which thought operates. And we must learn the laws by which thought operates.
I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. The angels in the heaven done changed